cloud. Yay, fun. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Okay, so we're playing with Strong of Heart. And this is a fun stamp set if you haven't mounted yours. And then all your packets were kind of tucked in your tucked inside. We've got a couple of fun folds, and they all ended up being a little bit softer than I think my normal stuff. So we've got some kind of like soft pinks, and then we've got kind of a fun, vibrant one. And then we've got this one, which is a really cool fold that kind of pulls through. And so it sits up. So it's like, it's really neat. So I'm really excited about this one. So we will work through all of these. If you've got questions, let me know, but I'm going to kind of tackle them in the order that I have them, which probably won't help you because I think all the packages got packed in a different order, but we'll do this one first. So you should see in a packet this striped paper that's been run through the embossing folder. This is the new embossing folder that cuts and let's see, hold. Yeah, this one. So it cuts, it's one of those hybrid ones, and it cuts and embosses at the same time. So this is the Bouquet of Love embossing folder. And it's pretty simple, actually. Recording. Oh, huh, weird. Oh. Yeah, that was weird, Lynn. I think it's because you were on both places. So this is the embossing folder, and it has a bunch of floral pieces, and then you stick the die. There's a couple of dies, but there's a big heart die. And so when you run your piece through, if it's on this side, there's like a channel for it. So it's got a little place where it kind of pops and locks in place, and then you can run your paper through. And what's cool is you can run it through horizontal or you can run it through vertical, which is really nice. That's why it's square. So you can go either way, which is kind of neat. And then what it does is it makes that stitching along the edge, which is really nice. And then of course you get the negative side of it too, right? And that is really cute and has a bunch of, nice little flowers on it. And this is the paper from the Hostess set, the Pattern Party paper. This like soft, kind of, I don't know, stripe is an interesting one. And then I ended up using this die. There's a couple of little word dies. There's some really teeny words in this set that coordinates. But then we use this one on that cool pop-up card. So you'll see that one come up again. So yeah, so that's a really neat set coming out in the spring catalog, Bouquet of Love. So you get a little, sneak peek, fun stuff. So the way that this one works is that you're going to stamp the heart. That's the sketchy heart. And then you're going to stamp you can stamp whatever you want, but then I stamped the through struggle comes strength. And I did this in Flirty Flamingo. And yes, and then I messed up on the back. So one of the ones I stamped, I stamped direct, and I think you should stamp off. Like I think that this is too dark, but I also didn't line it up really well the first time around. See, it's kind of off a little bit. I wanted it up. So what I would recommend is getting like a pencil, if you have a pencil, and kind of marking where you want, you know, let me grab a pencil because I don't have one near me. So my other cup holder. So if I said, okay, this is the, you know, this is the card base, and this is kind of the top of the, that's the top of the heart. Sorry, I don't know why my mouth's like being difficult. Hi, boo, buddy. Then I'm going to kind of remove that, and I can see kind of where I need, you know, the heart to be. So that'll help me kind of position where I'm stamping. And then I do recommend stamping off once with Flirty Flamingo, just because it's a pretty, it's actually it's a bright, it's a bold color. So I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm just going to kind of line up. And then that was a little low, but I actually think low is probably, in my case, probably better. And then I'll come back in and I can erase those pencil marks. No one will ever know. So I highly recommend doing the pencil marks. I think it will help you get the right thing. But if you're too low or it's not right, then you can always flip it over like I did. And then I just stamped my, you know, my made by Melissa Thomas stuff on the back. So it's a-okay. And then through struggle comes strength. And I just stamp this in Memento. There we go. And then this is just glued down with tape. Like I didn't really do anything super duper fancy on this, only because I was worried with all the texture, you know, that maybe it needed to be glued flat. But, you know, you could do, actually, I did dimensionals and you can definitely tell it's actually kind of bumpy. So I don't know, maybe I would do, this is with dimensionals. Maybe I would just tape runner it, you know, this time, or use some liquid adhesive or something. But, and then you've got the white ribbon, which is from the triple set of ribbon in the annual catalog that probably everyone has forgotten about. That includes that really cool Misty Moonlight twine, and then the really pretty mint macaron gingham that I thought was really cute. So, and these two I tended, you know, to use, but I really like this white ribbon. I think it ties really nice bows. And I think it's just perfect for this card. So, any questions, comments, concerns? But it ties pretty darn perfect bows. And then I just put that on there with a glue dot. So. All right, that one's easy peasy. And then if you wanted to glue this, you could glue this like on the envelope. I saw someone do that. It was really cute. They glued it like on the back flap of the envelope. So you could definitely, you know, still get some use out of this heart. I didn't use it, but I thought I was like, I'll give it to you. I'm sure you'll find something to do with it. So yay. All right. So good. That one, pretty easy, not too hard, hopefully. Close up my ink, or I'm going to end up with ink all over me. Let's see, where's my chamois? I just cleaned it the other day, so it's nice and fresh. Awesome. All right. So So the next card in my pile is the more complicated one. So it's the one with the gray. So you'll see some gray pieces and some Blushing Bride, which you know is one of my least favorite colors, but it is the color. This is from the annual catalog. It's that, oh, what's that paper called? Textures. What's it called? Oh, In Good Taste. Yes, In Good Taste. So it's that paper that has all of the, like, you know, tile and wood and carpet, and it has all of these patterns. They're quite funny. But I liked the look of the kind of soft, you know, chenille type look. So, so this one, I'm gonna kind of set it there. So what's cool about it is you can actually, it fits in a standard size envelope. So when we're done, it's going to be able to fit in here, right? And still close up. But we're going to be able to fold it. So we've got our pieces for kind of the middle stand, right? And you've got Blushing Bride, and then you've got this. And so this will just go here, but we're going to stamp this separate before we glue it together. But that's kind of your middle piece. This is your piece to go across the front, and then your piece that you can stamp with a sentiment. And then this is the piece that makes up the box. So it's scored every 1.25 inches. And so it makes basically a box. So we're just going to, and there's in the middle, there's a piece with a slit. So we're just going to fold the box down from the middle and fold it down from the middle. And then that's going to give us, so now from the side, you can kind of see it's got this kind of middle area. So these two end pieces are going to come together. Now, eventually we're going to stick this whole thing in here, and then we're going to glue this in with it. So this will slide through the middle and this will go here. But I'm just trying to give you kind of a preview of kind of how this is going to go together. All right, so you've got that. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Let's stamp our pieces first. So on this one, I did the Stronger Than You Know. I think the Here For You will fit as well. The You Amaze Me will fit as well. So it's whichever one you want to do. And then on this one, I did some heat embossing. So I did the heart with the flowers, but I did a little bit of heat embossing on it, silver. So you can, you know, do that. And then I just added, this is a little bit of the Flirty Flamingo, and I use soft succulent for the greenery because I think it's kind of a gray green. So I think it kind of looks cool with this. So we'll get our Versamark out, and we'll get our guy out. So I need probably technically a larger thing, but I think it'll be okay. We're going to kind of go, we're going to go off a little bit. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right, let's see. There's somewhere. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes, I remember now. When I was making this, I ended up spilling silver powder all over my desk. That's why I put it away in disgust. That was fun. Okay, so I'm going to ink up the whole thing with Versamark, and then towards the top, but not all the way. It's definitely going to go off the sides, and that's okay. Kind of hold that down for a second. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then that might have been too far over almost, but that's okay. We'll make it work. think I wanted it probably a little more centered, but it's cool. We'll roll with it. And I had a brush here. So if you've got like just a dry, paintbrush, you can get those little extra pieces off. Mine definitely picked up a lot this time. When I like to flick the back, it tends to get a lot of that stray stuff off. So there we go. Nice. All right. So then we can add some heat to that. Cover up our Versamark and cover up our silver so that we don't spill it all over our desk again. All right, here we go. All right, now we've got this, and we'll get aqua painter. Maybe. The other day when I put everything away, I kind of threw it all away in disgust because I had made such a mess everywhere, but I think it's okay now. How was everyone's Christmas? Laura, how was yours?
It was good. How was yours?
Good. It was good. It was quiet, but it was good. So I happen to have some ink in my Flirty Flamingo lid. I don't really know why, but so I like to put kind of more color on one side, and then you can kind of spread it out. How was still trying to make a bow? Oh, Kathy, you need to come for bow lessons. We had this conversation the other day when I was doing my the stocking stuffer class. We were discussing how to make bows and how everybody makes a bow. And I was taught the bunny ears method. And so that's generally how. So less is definitely more on this, by the way. And then I just kind of I run the water clear on my hand until it's all gone. All right, Kathy, let's take a look at the bow. So let's see. With this ribbon, one loop. Yeah, I still do 2 loops. So I do 2 loops, 2 bunny ears. And then I've just learned not to tighten it until I get it where I want it, right? So all right, I feel like that's pretty good, but I'm going to kind of, pull this one through a little bit because it needs more ribbon, needs a bigger loop or whatever. Yeah, so I've just learned okay, now I've got them about the size I want them. So now I can kind of bring them in a little bit. But you have to keep them straight and flat as you make the bow. So This ribbon actually does tie nice bows, but see how I keep it very like flat and straight. And then when I come over, they stay flat and straight. And then when they loop through, they stay flat and straight. Like it all stays very, you know, I end up with a bow that's upside down, but then I can flip it up, obviously. So when I tied packages, like bows on packages, they were always upside down. So I've just learned just to like turn the package upside down and tie it that way. I don't know why. I'm a lefty too, so I'm sure everything I do is kind of backwards. Okay. And if the bow doesn't work, Kathy, move on. You can tie a knotted bow or something. So, okay, soft succulent. That's what we need for our green. Yeah, so this green is nice because it's like, oh, you got it. Yay, Kathy. This green is nice because it's like a gray green. So it just, I don't know, it does a nice job. So, I just took the pad and, smushed it together. And that's what got me all this color on here. And of course, I've made sure there's no more pink on my, and I could always test it over here too, but we're good. So I'll get a little bit of the soft succulent. Oh, it's dark. I don't want it that dark. It's like I want it lighter. And the heat embossing kind of creates like wells that you can drop the ink into, but you definitely need a fine brush if you're going to do this. Something that can get into the tiny wells, because they're very tiny. The leaves especially. You could also use a marker if you wanted, although you won't get quite the same look. You could also use like a pencil, like a watercolor pencil or something too, if And I went a little bit out of the lines on one of these, and that's a-okay. But I do like to add a little bit of like, whenever you're doing watercolor, you want stuff to be uneven. You want there to be like dark and light, and you want there to be difference, right? We're not looking for uniform. We're looking for like contrast and difference. So I usually pick a light direction. So in this case, the light's coming from here. So the darker stuff is kind of on the bottom or the right. So I did dark, on the right of each of the pieces. And the light is kind of coming from this direction. There's your watercolor lesson 101 for the day. And then again, I just kind of, squeeze the aqua painter brush thing until it doesn't, until it runs clear. And then I'm terrible and I don't clean this up because it usually just dries in there and it's fine and I can use it next time. But if you really want to, you can put a little paper towel in there and dry it up. But because our pads store like this, it's not going anywhere. So, all right. So gonna stamp. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna stamp while that kind of dries for a second. The Stronger Than You Know. And with this one, generally I recommend, like, I'm not a huge fan of the stickers, but you really do need the sticker on here in order to know where you're stamping. It's a good one to have the sticker on for. We'll get that Memento ink out again. Someone asked me the other day, they were like, why is Memento your ink of choice for black? And I said, well, because it doesn't eat my stamps like Stays On. Stays On such a pain, So I feel like that's, because then you have to use a special cleaner and the whole 9 yards. All right, Stronger Than You Know. Ta-da, we got it. Excellent. And then I'm hoping that I've got enough room Oh, good. Yeah. Through struggle comes strength. The font on these are very light. It's a very delicate font. And so for me, like stamping it in anything but like black, I think it would be just almost too faint to read. Maybe a night of navy or something too. But I felt like black was really the wisest choice for all of this. So, all right. So how's everybody doing? Because then we're gonna Shanghai this guy together, and that takes a brief moment and focused concentration. So I got a sample card, a swap card with this, and that was the one I modeled it after. And I thought it was so cute. I don't know where I put that one. Huh. But I'll have to show you guys. I'll go get it while you guys are kind of catching up. But it had the little sheep on it from Celebration, you know, from a couple months ago. And I didn't love the sheep. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, I was like, but this would be cute with my heart. So let me see if I can find that. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is the one that they did, and it had the little sheep. If you have the sheep, this is super cute. So they use the same paper here. I just decided to pop up the sentiment because I thought it was easier to see. It's kind of hard to read when you stamp on the DSP with this one, especially with this font. You would have never seen it. And then they did this cute little background with a cute little sheep. I thought that was really cute. So, but I was committed to figuring out how to do this. And so I sat here. I didn't tear it apart, but I studied it a good while in order to figure out how to do that fold. All right. So, okay. So the pink goes in the middle, right? That's easy. And then the white piece is just going to go, you know, more towards the top, but they all have the little step down, you know, border. So you can work on putting those together. Which is here somewhere. And then all right. So how do you guys, are you caught up with me enough so that we can put the box part together? Or do you all need another minute? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. So I would recommend tear and tape for this next piece. If you have tear and tape. If you don't have tear and tape, then Seal Plus would work as well. Yay. Yeah, I know, Lynn, you like to pause me, rewind me. Yes, Lynn likes to watch the recordings. So she's a wise cookie on that one. All right. So you've got your piece and you've got it where it folds inward, right? So all we're going to do is we're going to stick this through the slot, which I've already pre-cut for you. So stick your, hopefully it's wide enough. And if it's not, which mine isn't, you can get your little snips in here maybe and snip just a baby little piece. It needs to be, you know, you don't want it to be too big. I thought I had gotten it just right, but I made a lot of these, so it's possible I was a little off. Let's see. There we go. I think I got it now. All right, good. Okay. So we're sliding that through the middle, right? So we've got him, he's there. And then we're going to glue this piece here on this side. And then we're going to glue this piece on this side. And that's going to make the box. So the easiest way I found to do this is just to put tear and tape. I'll fold this back, right? And we're just going to put some tear and tape here, and then we're going to do it on the other side. So, and it's about, you know, if you have a measuring thing, it's about 1.25 inches up. So got like 1.25 inches here. So we're going to do a couple strips of tear and tape here. And then what we could have done instead, which probably would have been easier, is just to put the tear and tape on the inside flap of this, because that whole thing's going to have to be glued together anyways. I might use the seal instead. Sorry, changing my mind. All right. Boop. That side will just be really super duper glued down. All right, I'm going to do a couple strips of this. And then what that's going to do then is I'm going to be able to get it. And I'm going to kind of hold it from this angle so you can see. So then we're just going to line that up. Yeah. And it might not be perfectly in the middle, only because I might have, you know, cut these off a little bit. And then on the inside of this one, we're going to do the same thing. And then I'll hold that to the side so you can see. Sorry. It's just one sticky mess. All right, and then there. Good. And then we can, you know, fold the whole thing down and kind of press it together, right? Press it together. So basically you've got 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, right? And then this just goes like this, which is really cool. And it's really neat that and you might have to kind of, you know, manipulate it a little bit to get it to do what you want. So on this front piece is where I'm gonna slide that. So that's where I'm gonna, in the middle, right? Just like this one. I'm gonna glue that down. And I popped this up on dimensionals because, you know, why not? All right. I have no idea what this fold is called. If anybody does, please tell me. It's super cool. And I think this would be a really nice gift for someone, you know, nice card to send if they're walking through cancer or something like that. I think this would be really sweet. Even someone who's passed away. I think this is a really nice thing, because then they can set it, you know, on their desk or on their mantle and look at it. I think it's really sweet. And you still got room to write. So you can still write on the back here if you wanted. Maybe, you know, writing before, although you can kind of like fold it down this way too, and you could like still be able to write on it. So, all right, how's everyone feeling about the most challenging card of all? Excellent. Kathy, how you doing? She's like, I don't have time to chat. I'm too busy figuring this fold out. You feel free to unmute yourself if you want to speak up. All right. Cool. Okay. Well, on that note, let's do another.
Yeah, I don't know what I did.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
It's not
All right.
going through.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me
Oh, there it
replace the
goes.
spotlight.
There it goes.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just kidding.
Hey, it looks gorgeous. Way to be on camera.
Thanks.
That looks awesome. Yeah, it's a little finicky at first and then it's fine, you know, like I feel like you kind of have to like before I send it, I think I would do this several times, you know, and
Okay.
really get it like I would work it a few times so that when someone gets this in the mail, they're not like, what the heck do I do with this?
Yeah.
Right. Because if you got this in the mail, you'd be like, yeah, okay. You know, maybe this is better gifted in person. I don't know. But I would definitely like this one needs a little bit of work before I would send it, you know?
Okay.
But then kind of once you've got it, then I think it kind of runs a little bit smoother. So yeah, cool. Awesome.
And then
Yay.
did you pop the sentiment on the front?
Totally did. Yes. I put
Okay.
that up on, yeah, I put that little guy up on dimensionals because I think he looks really cute on little minis. I put like 4 little minis under there.
Perfect.
Yeah, I really like this die shape. And I didn't really know that hybrid embossing set. I really didn't pay attention. I just wanted to do the hybrid part and I didn't know it came with like a cute couple little labels. I was like, oh, yay. Because it's hard to find labels that small. Like a lot of our labels are a lot bigger, you know? And so I was like, oh, that's good. Especially because this set has some kind of daintier sentiments. So awesome. Okay. So let's do an easy one. We'll switch up our brain for a minute. So, so this was actually the swap that I got sent. And it's very cute. But this is what we are going to make. So sometimes I get my inspiration from swaps. Sometimes I get my inspiration from cards we're making or, you know, things that we're doing. So obviously different sentiment because it's a different set. And then I actually ran out of these little snowflake doodads and I was like, oh, but what I ended up using was the new marble paper. So this is from Celebration. This is the new marble paper that's free in Celebration. And you'll see that one side is marbled and the other side's like swirl. It's like, it reminds me of using the shaving cream, right? That shaving cream technique. And so the other side looks like the shaving cream technique, but then this other side's kind of a marbled look. It's really pretty. And it comes in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different colors. So this one's easy to put together. And I think I ended up using, I think I used polished pink for my ink on this one. You could probably use Flirty Flamingo. You could probably use whatever pink you've got, but I decided I liked polished pink the best. And then this is that really soft ribbon. And you'll notice that there's not enough to go all the way around. And so I'm going to teach you guys how to do like a little ribbon technique. So here's what we're going to do. So I would recommend that you stamp. This is a pretty thick ribbon. You just made a bow. Oh, that's good, Lynn. I'm so glad. I'm okay just watching. I'll make this one later. I was just saying to myself earlier, like that die. Oh, good. Sorry, I'm seeing all your messages now. All right, go get your stamp pad. Lynn, you making bows while I'm talking. That's good. Practicing our bow making. All right, so I would stamp this one before I put the bow on, but the way I'm making the bow is a little different on this one. Where's the you amaze me? Like, where is it? Here it is. Okay. So I'm gonna go, you know, a little bit higher than I normally would. You could tie the bow first and then do it. You could kind of lay the ribbon down as a guide, but I'm just going to go kind of elevated. And I guess I could glue the paper down first. If I really mess it up though, then I want to be able to flip it over. So I'm all about stamping first and then. All right, so we're just going to stamp it. See? And that is why you stamp first. There's an edge on that guy. All right. All right, there we go. Got it. Oof. So much pressure. All right. Good. So I've got some space between, here and here, but I'm going to fill it with this nice ribbon. So. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that frayed edge ribbon. And this is the paper that is no longer, right? The Christmas paper that we're all very sad has gone away. So sad. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape down my ribbon on both sides. You're going to be like, lady, what are you doing? I'm going to tape down both. And now this gives me kind of like a loose, it's almost like I've got like a purse, right? Like I've taped down both of my edges, but I'm going to glue it to my card front first, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm using Seal Plus because it's really strong. And whenever I have a big thick ribbon like this, I use a strong adhesive. Because if not, you're going to end up like it's going to peel away, or so you can use tear and tape or whatever you've got that's nice and strong. All right, so I'm going to center this, and it is cut inward a little bit, like it's got a little bit of a bigger border than I think I would normally. I'm kind of a normal card. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut the ribbon here. Lynn, just when I finally figured out the bunny ears bow. I know, Lynn, I'm doing crazy things. So I've cut the ribbon, and now I'm going to tie a knot, a double knot on the front. And this is going to give you like a cool kind of knotted front look. And if you need it to kind of hold down, you can, obviously I'm going to trim this, but I'm going to put like a glue dot under here just to make that guy stay where I want him to stay. So I get a little mini glue dot. I'm going to say, you, my friend, go here. And then this ribbon's so fuzzy and fun. I love it. He does give off some fuzzies. So there. So that's kind of a different way of doing a bow. Hopefully you like that. And then I'm just trying to decide if I want to do the swirlies or the marble. The marble on my piece is kind of subtle, so I think it's like almost too subtle. But I think the swirl is kind of fun, so we'll do that. We'll put a little glue on here and get it on our gray piece. I do like that. Our heart punches, they've come in handy for sure. And then because this ribbon's so thick, I'm going to put dimensionals on the top and the bottom, kind of creating a channel, right, for the ribbon to go around. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the top and the bottom, and that will, and all I have is mini dimensionals because apparently I have no large dimensionals, which is really funny. I don't know what happened, but all I got is minis. So again, making a channel, right, for my ribbon to go through. Especially when you've got this big, big, thick ribbon. This guy's kind of, he's chunky. Excellent. And then you've got some champagne rhinestones, and you can kind of do with those as you wish. Super cute. But I thought that was a fun kind of different way to, and you like it, Lynn? Is that an okay way to, it's not really tying a bow, it's tying a knot. Knots are Knots are easier. Everyone can tie a knot, a double knot. I think this one I need to tighten up a little bit. No, it looks pretty good. And kind of depending on how you cut it, depends on, you know, how you tie a knot. It'll look a little different. Apparently each of mine looks a little different too. This is too long. It's annoying. Okay. Super cute, super pink. This is it ended up being a very pink class, which is not my style. So I'm excited. Always fun to work outside our preferences, right? Or else every card I make would have macaron on it, right? Be all blues all the time. Blues and greens, blues and greens. I know these aren't on Weight Watchers, Lynn, but I did make some cinnamon pecans. Man, those are good. I shared with the neighbors. I'll probably have to go share some more, so I don't eat them all. What is everyone's favorite holiday treat? Like you get really excited. Always love to know this. Laura, what's yours?
Chocolate covered cherries. What are they called? Like the cardinal. Is it cardinal?
Oh, the cordials, cherry
Oh,
cordials.
the cordials. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This
So
season has not been so much fun. I had COVID back in September, and I still haven't gotten back my taste or smell. So it really hasn't been. I mean, it's been nice, but I haven't been able to taste anything. And my nephew, my grandpa passed away 6 years ago in January, and my nephew made his famous peanut brittle for everybody in the family. Yeah.
And so now you've got something that you can't taste.
I know.
That's pretty stinky. I would say that's really stinky. Oh my gosh. There's a place in the Vegas airport that's like there's a chocolatier in Vegas. Their cherry cordials are quite possibly some of the best I've tasted stateside. Like
Really?
yes, I might have demolished a box slowly between September and now, but you know, they were very good. Let's see, what did Chex Mix? Ooh, Lynn, yeah, I love a good Chex Mix. My favorite are the little dark pieces, like in the Gardettos. What are those?
Yes, the little
The
bread
rye
pieces.
chips. Yes, the rye chips are so good. Kathy, do you have a favorite snack mix? Friend, pretzel squares topped with a whole pecan topped with a Rolo. Ooh, and then baked. I think yeah, those are like crack. Yeah, that sounds good. Salty and sweet, you know, that's one of those things, like salty and sweet. It's always my thing. All right, well, so the other card we're making is a fun one, and it's like a fun little fold chocolate. Any kind of chocolate, Kathy. I'm with you. I love chocolate. So everybody got a different piece of the striped. This is the new rainbow and sunshine designer series paper. So this is also a celebration item that'll be out soon. So I thought it'd be fun to get to play with some new stuff. And on the inside, I stamped this, and then I just stamped on top. So this is the big heart is stamped in Pool Party, and then we're stamping the You Amaze Me. And I think I did it in Misty Moonlight to kind of match, you know, everything else. So You Amaze Me. Misty Moonlight. That's actually a color that I'm gonna miss, like since it'll go away in May or whenever. That's gonna be very sad. I do not like it when colors I like retire. Cool party. Maybe they'll bring it back. It's a really special blue. It reminds me of, we had a color called Dapper Denim, and that was one of my favorites. But I like blues. Like I'm a big blue fan. So. All right, and you might want to stamp off. I don't know. I don't remember how dark this comes. I'm going to stamp off and we'll see. I think that was probably full strength. Yeah, and this is stamped off. So you can kind of see the difference. So full strength and stamped off. I think I like it stamped off personally. It'll make it easier to read the text for sure. Nice. Yeah, Misty Moonlight. Very similar to Dapper Denim, I'm sure of it. I don't have Dapper Denim anymore, but that was a color I enjoyed. All right, and then, so that's the inside. That's easy peasy. So Laura, I don't know if you came to our December team meeting, but we, Terry did the mystery stamping or whatever, and these were the measurements for her mystery stamping card. And so, so this actually, yeah, so this actually ended up being my mystery stamping card. And then I was like, ooh, I I can use it for my class. That'll be fun.
So I was signed up to go,
Mm-hmm.
but the doctor put me on a new medication that made me so sick to my stomach. I barely moved from the couch. Even the little one was like, "Are you gonna move, mommy?" I'm like,
no, you're like, I'm not
happy right here. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh my gosh. Yikes. I'm missing a sheet of this. Hold on one sec. Bye. Yeah. Hold on. That's where I thought I had an extra. Luckily it was from mine. So. It doesn't matter how many times you count, you know, I feel like you're just, it's never going to be, I'll always mess something up. Let me see if I've got another little piece in here. This paper's fun though. It's really cheerful and very, very fun. Okay. I'm trying to find one that's already, oh, there it is. Haha. Let's see here. Little hearts that are already cut. Okay. So then I stamped the here for you on the DSP. You might look at yours and go, no, I want to do that. Maybe you don't want to take the chance. You don't want to mess it up, you know, whatever. And then I did stamp on this side, and I'll bring it up to the camera. I did stamp with Versamark, the little hearts. This is Flirty Flamingo. You could also just stamp a little heart with Flirty Flamingo. It was the one stamp in the set and the here for you. Those were both ones I hadn't used. And so I was like, you know, I always feel like when I make a class, I have to use all the stamps in there, unless something's just hideous, but nothing in here was hideous. So. All right, so let's stamp our little random hearts. And yeah, make sure you stamp off too, so that it looks, you know, somewhat random and not too super programmed. There we go. All right. So definitely a more vivid heart explosion when you use color on color versus the Versamark, but Versamark's cool too. So people always forget they can stamp in Versamark. And then let's try to stamp the hair for you before I glue it down, and then hopefully. Yeah, a little crooked. It was a little crooked on that one too. So, that's okay. We'll survive. Maybe I'll just flip through. Maybe we'll do polka dots. How do I feel about that? That's pretty bright. That looks like a party. That's a very different
What color
color.
did you stamp the?
I did flirty flamingo on this one. And
Okay.
then this one I used Versamark. So the Versamark is obviously a lot more subtle.
Okay.
So, you know, whichever one you want. Those polka dots are very fun. That's a birthday party card for sure. Graduation, I don't know, some sort of celebration. All right. And then these little like flap guys. So one gets glued on the bottom right and then one gets on the top left. So I did use Stampin' Seal with them only because I just wasn't sure like how much pulling and tugging, people would do. So I thought, well, so when I glued it on here, I used the Seal Plus because I just wanted to make sure it was on there really, really good. All right, so we're gonna do left half on that. And right half on this. I always have to tell myself what to do or else I'll forget. So now one opens to the left and one opens to the right. So it kind of helps to lock it in. And there's no bling on this one, I just realized, but you could put some things on it. Rhinestones, clear drops, I don't know. Iridescent, something. Could use this Misty Moonlight ribbon. Do a little bow or something with it. Maybe it'll make it look less crooked. It might not. It might just draw more attention to it, but let's see. If I put a bow here, yeah, that's definitely going to draw more attention to it. Maybe not. There, looks less crooked. All right, so I'm too self-critical. No, I'm just, whenever they're crooked, it's usually because I mount the sticker on wrong. That's what I generally blame is I've mounted the sticker wrong, and that's why it's all so crooked. All right, let's pull out our fun cards. Oh, where's the Yay! Yeah, this is a very hopeful, hopefully cheerful class. So, um, any questions about any of these? Good, Lynn. I'm glad to hear you like them all. I think this is the perfect class to get us into 2022. Oh, 2021. All right, so I always like to know what's everybody's favorite card. So which one? Lynn, which one's your favorite? Kathy said the first and the third. So the stripes and the stripes. Ah. Yes, and Lynn likes the one with the differently made bows. So this one. Oh, that's funny. What about you, Laura?
I like this last one, the bright,
You,
beautiful.
yay,
It's so fun.
that's good.
I mean,
That's
I
all.
like them all, but that was my favorite.
No, if you have to pick a favorite child, right, then you have to pick a favorite child. So, that's awesome. That's cool. That's good. Yay, that's good to know. And it's good to see that everybody kind of likes something different. My favorite's this one, the crazy Shanghai, do I know what? But no one else picked that. So, that's okay. It's a challenge. We like challenges. They're good for us, help our brain. But yay, I'm so excited you guys joined, and I'm going to stop the recording. So we have a nice clean recording. Stop.